Nowadays we the content what we are going to give to them. Next slide, please. Next slide. I skip. The artificial intelligence. Now we come to our topic. The artificial intelligence in English teaching is challenging. Even in 2022, many apps like Duolingo and Babbles are here. These apps are entirely a ChatGPT. Also useful to type a simple question. It will give an elaborate meaning with virtual realities or imagination. We can take them as along with the traditional methods like grammar translation methods, etc. That's all.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. And before they get the PPT ready, I would like to begin with a few introductory words. Well, it's a delight for us to be here at St. Joseph's College for Women, Tirupur, and present our paper. The title of our paper is Navigating Pedagogical Challenges and Ethical Dilemma in AI-Enhanced Language Teaching, a case study of undergraduate education at IIT Delhi. So, along with my co-authors who are here, Dr. Srishti Sharma and Ms. Goldalyn William, I am Joshua Nyanaselvan, and we have co-authored this paper. So, I would like to begin this presentation by trying to capture some of the essential points that the keynote speaker and the dignitaries who had come here for the panel discussion had specified. So in a way, I was sharing this with my co-authors that almost all the points that we had written down the last few days for this presentation had been covered, but I'm sure there are a few things that we would definitely like to present. And I would like to begin this paper with a disclaimer that this paper is more of an autoethnographic study, and we have written this based on our own experiences as English language instructors at Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. So, well, one of the panelists did talk about English as one of a language and not the language. But at least in the context of India, even now, we seem to be caught with this idea of English as the language, at least with regards to education, economics, and employability. So, English being the lingua franca, it is important for us to somehow pitch in where English becomes very essential, at least from the perspective of education. Now, when we talk about English, predominantly we root it to the basic skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And while most of the panelists were deliberating about the multifaceted perspectives that could be, brought under this umbrella of AI, we would like to focus exclusively on writing skills and how students face challenges even now when it comes to writing. Now, I don't know how many of you would agree if I said this, but right from school, even at the higher education level, one of the skill that is preferred least is the writing skill. And as English language instructors at IIT Delhi, we are working towards enhancing the language skills of the first year undergraduate students, the BTech students who are from both the vernacular medium and at the same time from English medium schools. Now, our paper is going to be focusing on our incubation hubs. Now, why do I say that? In fact, why do we say 1 or 2 years? And these are the observations that we have come across. I would like to, look at the PPT and tell you people that the Language Learning Center, which is exclusively offered by the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at IIT Delhi, is to pitch in and also bring about some sort of a honing of skills, both speaking and writing predominantly, and at the backdrop we also have the speaking and the listening, the reading and the listening there. And the second point is, this has been there for almost about 10 years. And over the years, we have also seen how there is a remarkable thing that's exclusively focusing on engineering students. They also come from this JEE factory, which they've churned out for almost about a couple of years. And then when they enter, either they face some kind of a challenge simply because the attitude that they have towards acquiring English at the advanced level. So these are things that we would like to focus on. Next slide, please. We've been deliberating for quite a number of years, and that for a judicious mixture of human intervention and artificial intelligence, especially with reference to some of these tools like ChatGPT, Quillbot, etc., etc. And this is also something that's remarkably taken over as a shift post the pandemic, where teachers had to teach students where their faces were not visible, and the kind of homeworks that they had to evaluate alongside. And at least in the class level, there was some sort of a perspective that they could find out which student has which challenge. But when it comes to the online platform, they weren't aware. And that's the speculation that leads us to think whether they have used AI without that. We are going to focus on this paper, and due to time constraint, I'm just going to limit myself to about, say, a few sentences. The first one is ethical and challenges and ethical dilemmas in the realm of language acquisition. The second one is the role of human intervention in developing writing skills. And the third one, disruptive learning in developing writing skills. So each of us will take one after the other. Next point. Next slide, please. And see if there is a way in which both sides of the spectrum is covered, and if students get something out of it. Why? Because this is not something that they do it because they will have to come there to the class and do it. Rather, it's going to help them in the next, to say, 4 years of their stay. At the same time, how it's also going to help them in their employability. Now, I would like to ask my colleague to take over.
Thank you, Joshua. So we Moving on towards discussing the role of human intervention, hullabaloo that the intervention of AI would eventually result in a humongous rise in unemployment. The emergence of massive open online courses on the Swayamsera, among others, have created an angst amongst teachers and academicians that they may lose their jobs. Notwithstanding the advancement in technology, and human intervention will never fade away. Some would argue that this is a tall claim and does not holistically hold good, since advancements in AI, such as robotic interventions in learning, have seen remarkable progress in students with disabilities, particularly those with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. However, I would argue that it is only through human abilities or learning difficulties and address them. Similarly, a teacher's intervention is required to help the students find data that is not only accurate both politically and fact, helps them consolidate their writing. So I would like to give you an example from my own experience as the title of the workshops that was given to such article that they had come across in their syllabus. And the task of asking Quillbot to pass discontent, dissatisfaction that was Quillbot either failed to convey what they meant in their writing, or it was the loss of their creative inputs that they mainly lamented upon, which explained why AI failed to effectively paraphrase their writing. Additionally, lack of cohesion and coherence in their writings added to the ambiguity and use of AI provided a few insights to the students on how to draft a paragraph and smoothly transition the same into a larger passage using cohesion and coherence. Well, part of the workshop was part of the syntax. The students were made aware of ethical practices while writing, which were avoidance of plagiarism, appropriately citing the sources, and so on. So, what I would like to highlight is that there was a lack of awareness and exposure among students with regard to academic writing and ethical practices associated within. Now, if students were to simply use AI without any teacher guiding them, then that would not lead towards them understanding the difference between writing something and then asking AI to improve it in order to maybe present a writing that has fewer errors, has a good syntax, uses grammar appropriately, has lesser ambiguities, and is more coherent and cohesive. So I believe it is safe to say that these perspectives that I shared with you today, which focused on how teachers and academics may help students understand how to judiciously use AI tools to iron out language errors such as grammar, syntax, and stylistics. So I believe it is safe to say that these perspectives substantiate the inevitability and indispensability of human intervention in honing writing skills. So at this point, I would like to invite my colleague, Ms. Goldilyn William, to continue with the rest of the paper.
Okay, I'll be dealing with the last section of this paper, that is disruptive learning in developing their writing skills. And one of the pedagogical shifts that we feel would enable an enthusiastic participation of the students is disruptive learning. And when we talk about disruptive learning, it's about learning through games, through tasks, activities, and other such things that in a way it breaks the monotony of a traditional classroom. Now this we felt is important for it to be raised, is because we could see that the students' participation, it was much better, and it also develops in their ability to foster critical thinking skills. And we could see that when we were using these kind of disruptive learning practices, they were able to learn by they were able to create mental images, they were able to exhibit emotions and provide them with a sensory experience in the classroom. So at IIT Delhi, the language instructors, we have observed that this incorporation has led to a student performance, better student performance, and mainly through, we could see this through the entry and exit test results. So there was a gradation of performance, which was especially noticed in the students who came from vernacular school backgrounds. Earlier, the competitive gamified learning ground to the English language teaching and learning at the Indian Institute of Technology directors and the students involved, that we need that in order to reduce the unethical use of AI, there needs to be a proper classroom infrastructure. And for that to happen, it's not just better classroom infrastructure would help. Another pertinent proposition that the authors believe is advisable is for teachers and academies, for all the higher educational institutions across India that would promote disruptive learning practices. And I would like to conclude on the note that it is important to realize that human agency is irreplaceable and technology can only be an aid to the development of the writing skills of students. Thank you.
Creativity. I'm going to present the paper as a review paper. So the introduction, next slide. So introduction is about AI generates arts versus human created arts as a investigation the ethical and humanity implication of AI and creativity. It acts as a creative and a human creation. So it can be more useful and able to convert those problems as we want. Next slide. Or one of the tools. It also acts as a tool of one of the tools. Second point is the true creativity may come to be defined as a solely human creativity. AI is created by the human, that is acted as a solely human creativity. Third point is a potential concern. Next slide. Potential concerns. It acts as also some of those can be provided information. Fourth point is about probability of AI creativity in certain individuals by reducing their motivation and self-protection of the creativity. It also acts as an individual by reducing their motivation of those creativities. Next slide. And the main is literature reviews. AI and creativity typically techniques for enhancing imagination and encouraging trends. In this, advanced in this arts and visual creativity, the human in the loop AI and creativity is social factors, affective factors. These are going to on the process. Next slide. Interplay between the technology.
Thank you, sir.
A very good afternoon.
And my next, considering the constraint of time, I will not be giving you the story of these novels, but let's just say it's stories about where a human falls in love with the AI and vice versa. Next section is titled Augmented Intimacy. It shows how in both the novels, the pair, they form a bond based on their shared trauma, and that happens in human relationship as well. Trauma creates a sense of vulnerability and loss of control over situation in individuals, prompting to seek comfort and stability, to form a deep attachment with anything that will act as an emotional anchor, especially in Pixels of You. Indra as a human, she loses her parents over an accident, and the next person to ever offer her stability or comfort is a particle. The bond between Kai, an AI, and Clementine, a human, the bond forms over mutual recognition and comfort, transcending typical human AI boundaries. So this mutual empathy and recognition form the foundation of these two relationships, allowing them to redefine themselves.
chosen my primary source. The primary book is The Sounds of Life, How Digital Technology is Bringing Us Closer to the Worlds of Animals and Plants by Dr. Karen Baker. She's a Canadian author. In this book, she talks about how sounds of animals are important to conserve the environment. For this, I've applied the theory of actor network theory by Michael Callan and John Locke. So, the literature review. After analyzing certain articles and papers, I've seen not so much papers have analyzed on the topic of actor network theory, and not much paper have discussed on the potential contribution of AI in conservation. And I've applied a thematic and theoretical analysis and a qualitative approach to move to the findings and discussion. Actor network theory, this is a sociological theory which says everything in the society is a complex relationship. It is a network of complex relationships. Nothing in the society is a homogeneous thing. So, the first step in the first characteristics of actor network theory is identifying the actors. Let me take the example of the conservation of whales. So, recently researchers have found out that using the sounds of whales, we can identify its movements and we can conserve the species, because lots of whaling has been, like whales have been hunted and lots of things are happening. In order to that, we can, using the sounds of whales, we can conserve the whales. And then the second step is aligning the actors based on interest, because in order to gather the actors, we have to find out the mutual interest on all the actors. When we take turtle conservation, researchers have found out that turtles produce some vibrations. In order to conserve turtles, we need human actors, we need non-human agency, we need turtle sounds, we need digital AI machines also. So, in order for the conservation of turtles, we need everything, not just the human part. We need everything. AI tools, everything has to be needed. And the important part of the active network theory is translation. Translation is a process whereby we are grouping all the actors based on their mutual interests and we are forming a network. The first step in the translation is problematization. We are going to identify the problem. Now I'm going to take an example of elephant conservation. The problem here is elephants are hunted, they've been poached, and now also we have another problem. Farmers are being threatened by elephants because they destroy the crop. So this is the problem here. The second stage is interestment. Interestment means we are going to convince all the actors, we are going to negotiate with them, because we have to negotiate the farmers and we also have to conserve the elephant. The third stage is enrollment. Enrollment is certain strategies we have to follow. So here comes the AI tool. Now, in order to conserve elephants, previously they used recorder machines. They used recorder machines on the top of the tree, so that using those sounds we can identify when it's being hunted, because there will be gun sounds, all these things. And now, after the innovations of AI tools, initially when you hear the sounds, there are lots of other disturbances, like there are lots of forest noise. Now, using AI tools, we can reduce all that background noises and we can only focus on what we need. And to negotiate the farmers, we have to do something, because elephants are destroying the crops. For that, using the AI technology, they have researchers have found out artificial beehive fencing, because we all know that elephants will be scared of bees. Now everywhere we cannot get bees, and also artificial beehive fencing. What it does is, in the fence, we'll have some vibrations of activity. So, whenever an elephant crosses or touches the fence, it will produce certain vibration which will scare away the elephant. So, that is how we are going to negotiate the farmers. And the mobilization is a fourth process, like final process, which means now we are going to practically apply whether it's going to work or not. So, now for that, it is not just in the book. I've read some news where in Brazil, jaguars have
Perceived stress is a thought and feeling of an individual where a stress is undergone by a subjective measure of an individual and it undergone by a individual. The coordination between the elevated level of perceived stress and online addiction involves the problem of interpersonal relationship and the impact on social systems. The main purpose of the study is to find out how AI, artificial intelligence, potentially influences emerging models in enhancing their engagement in AI-driven technologies, which is suspectively increasing their interactions. And in order to assess the stress vulnerability among the age group of 18 to 25 years, to have a significant transition period from education to career choice. In order to access the artificial intelligence in cognitive development, like how it affects one's abstract reasoning and language perception of an individual. Coming to the study of Raja Gupta, we have done a study on student perceived stress and internet addiction during the lockdown period in India. The study uses a cross-sectional study of among 297 students who are pursuing professional courses. The study shows the results of positive correlation between perceived stress and internet addiction. Even with the study shows a positive correlation between perceived stress and internet addiction, which replaces the individual who overly uses online during the period of pandemic time, other than the non-pandemic time. Pandemic time, which has a immense influences of online users to the Coming to the research design, the hypothesis states a moderate correlation between internet addiction and perceived stress among AI users. The participants in the study were AI using college students who are between the age group of 18 to 24 years old, and the samples are collected from the AI using college students through the circulation of the students. Through the simple random sampling method, self-report of 118 students is collected. Among them, 94 students are female and 24 students are male. The instrument used for the self-report of internet addiction and perceived stress or internet addiction stress is given by living and the perceived stress rate is given by challenge. Coming to the procedure, the descriptor of the research and the informed the questionnaire of IIT and PSS were printed in a Google Doc, and it was circulated among the various regions of India. But the responses from the students were collected and analyzed. Coming to the statistical analysis, quantitative approach was adopted where a correlation method is used to analyze the data, and the regression method is also used to find the potential impact of independent variable that is independent action in perceived stress. So coming to the correlation matrix, the result shows a 0.3 correlation with internet addiction and perceived stress. It actually shows a moderate correlation between internet addiction and perceived stress. And while in the regression, the internet addiction have 11.3% of impact on perceived stress. Through that, we have concluded that a moderate correlation between perceived stress and internet addiction among the AI users. Coming to the discussion, the result of moderate correlation between internet addiction and perceived stress shows that enhanced engagement between relation between AI engagement, creativity, self-efficacy among emerging adults. So the study deals with interaction with AI influence, a creative thinking process, the problem-solving strategies, and self-efficacy. So I have compared this study and the previous studies between artificial intelligence and attitude along with creativity and self-esteem. So it was given by Soumya Chahal theoretical approach is the model of tripartite model, and it is given by and the study is developed by Thompson. And here he says that three factors influence our body image. They are peers, parents, and media. So they shape our body image, and these impact goes through in two pathways. One is internalization and comparison of appearance comparison, where the individuals start to accept the social standard that their own standard, and they believe in that unrealistic images. And second is appearance comparison, where they are influenced by their parents, and as their parents are very much concerned about their body and diet, the individual start to use same things, like they are very much concerned about their body. So the review of literature is studied by Carmichael, and he also did the study in the same way. The pure parents and media influences influence development of brain concern and frequent dieting, and among pre-adolescents and adolescents. The research indicates that both parents and media are the major influencers, and it also varies among the genders. And there is a difference between the male and the female. And so the research gathers most of the studies mainly focus on the traditional technologies, and there are very less study about AI and AI-driven body AI-driven appearance enhancement tools. And so need of my study is so primary need of my study is to see the relationship between the body dissatisfaction and self-esteem for those who use AI tools to enhance their appearance. And I have used a correlation method, and the procedure is participants were given the questionnaires about the body dissatisfaction scale and self-esteem scale, and they were asked to fill, and data were collected, and the result was negative correlation as expected. That is when body dissatisfaction increases, self-esteem decreases, or when body dissatisfaction decreases, self-esteem decreases. So from my study, the correlation coefficient is minus 0.362, and which is the negative correlation. And discussion is the discussion states that those who use AI developed tools, they have very less body dissatisfaction and have a good self-esteem. So which states that they are more into the unrealistic images of their own appearance and influencing them through this. And my limitation is I did this study with very less population. So if this is done in a very large scale, it may change, and other variables can be also be included with AI, like emotional intelligence and emotional well-being can be also be.
What is the survey? You said no, that those who make good use of AI, something to do with body dissatisfaction and the use of AI. How are you able to formulate? Very interesting study.
Sir, I used two scales, so body dissatisfaction scale and self-esteem scale. And in demographic detail, I have included frequency about how much they use AI, and whether they have knowledge about AI tools which can modify their appearance. And
Who are the respondents?
and yearly adolescents, 18 to 30s.
Oh, very honest. How many?
150 months.
About 150.
And are these students from your college?
No, sir, different colleges.
Thank you.
It's my way on the couch of arts and science.
Slightly louder. Slightly louder.
Hello everyone, it's my UG final year psychology department from Vivekananda College of Arts and Science, Trichy. My topic is about the AI in education to investigate the impact of academic performance and mental well-being. So in this academic performance, I've taken my variable also AI. For AI, I've taken a variable to analyze the AI usage among the people. I selected the college students in the age group between the 15 to 25. So it's mixed of adolescence and adulthood. So in this 15 to 25, there is no biasness in my research, kind of no gender biasness, and male and female are equally selected in my study. And in this introduction, AI is already we know that AI is evolutionary in education, and also it over personalized grading. So why it comes from the personalized grading, education approach and the customized grading. Those in customized grading, every student has a equal interest and strength and need for the academic. So the in personalized grading, AI is focusing on and automating the tasks. So this study explore the positive impact on AI academic performance and mental health. So why should I taking a positive
So previously I said that overview of the it used for grading and scheduling for appointments. AI in education plays a major role. It has a personalized learning, administrative efficiency, and enhancing engagement. In personalized learning, previously I said that intelligent tutoring system and learning analysis. The administrative efficiency is automated grading and enrollment and scheduling. It enrollment and scheduling for appointments for the student and administrative process. Then enhancing engagement and accessibility. Gamification and assistive technologies. Gamification is nothing but it is used gaming technologies to engage the students to students more enthusiastic. Then assistive technology. It is assist the people for disability persons. Future direction of AI. Future direction of AI is teaching, transport, cybersecurity, interrealization, healthcare, 3D printing, teaching, math, cybersecurity, and so on. On 6 challenges of AI. 6 challenges of AI is building trust, software modification, and high investment. Building trust. No more trust on AI. A software malfunction may occur a malfunction. High investment. It may cost high. Finally, I conclude that AI in education plays an important role in future, and it also equals pros and cons. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Next, Mrs. Selva Teresa Rita from Chikana Government Arts College, Science.
Good afternoon, I'm Priyanka, PhD scholar, and the research supervisor, Dr. Ruby Christie from Tirupati College. So my Laurie House Anderson's Winter Girls. The paper bases a study on Laurie House Anderson's fiction Winter Girls. Laurie House Anderson is an American writer who is known for her children and young adult literature. She has won Margaret A. Award in 2009 for her contribution to young adult literature. Anderson bases her novel Winter Girls on the eating disorder struggle of her readers. She wants to tell the society that eating disorders and mental instability is a condition, it is a disease, but it is not a simple disease, and she brings an array of causative agents into it. She brings techno-civilization, cyberculture, childhood trauma, parental trauma, and even peer pressure into the positive agent that causes these diseases. Winter Girls. Winter Girls is a realistic vision on eating disorder of anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa by Laurie Anderson. It is an young adult literature. Winter Girls explores the eating disorder journey of two childhood friends, Leah Overbrook and Cassandra Parrish, who are anorexic and bulimic respectively. Anorexic person is one who starves to lose weight, and bulimic person is someone who wants to lose weight. So both of these are eating disorders who wants to be very thin to achieve these goals. Leah lives in the fear of dying herself. The narrative proceeds with Leah's perception, who is fighting for her life with anorexia. Commonality to use the realistic AI tools to it has created a panic society or panicking, and they are driven to have a natural AI standard bodies, and this has created mental instability in people. And this chapter focuses on the influence of AI in creating the mental instability in people. The second one is toxicity dwells in digital blocks, and it provides innumerable opportunities and possibilities for people, and it has also made it possible for deranged digital communities to come together to form societies and to mislead and corrupt users. And the third one is emotional rapport in techno-civilization. TikTok our lifestyle has monopolized the time of the parents. It has monopolized the time that their children they are failed to produce an emotional support system these diseases. Chapter 1, we have digital medias or becoming AI altered reality. So people have started to view the world through the two-dimensional screens. Perfect image in the perfect projection of their lives in social medias. And due to the reputation of it, people, the young generation who are vulnerable people, they couldn't differentiate between the realities and the AI morphed realities. So it has created a panic society where children feel like underachievers in their natural bodies. They started to compare themselves with the AI morphed bodies, and they wanted to make their natural bodies to compete with the AI morphed bodies. And sometimes even with the knowledge of that the image they're trying to pursue or AI order and they are not realities. Despite that, young generation or projected or driven to idolize those images. In this story, we have Leah and Cassandra Parrish trauma, and which gave roots to their eating disorders. Leah is body shamed by her ballet teacher when she was in 7th grade, and on the other side by her peer for being the first to attend her puberty in her class when she was 10 years old. So because this unacceptance attitude towards the natural, because Leah, when she was admitted to psychiatric hospital, she could see that there are these who are trying to lose weight to attain his disordered body image. Leah is an indication that panic society indicates that the panic society is fueled by AI, and that AI altered body images and the obsession is not a particular vast power. It's a great power that it has many opportunities and possibilities to create a society which was not controlled and quite little strength to each other to hold on to their illnesses and to stick on to the tedious process of starving. And because of the influence this community has on the disabled, disordered people, it has empowered the parents and doctors supposed to help these people. And it also pilots many unfortunate deaths, like with Cassandra. Leah negatively influenced Cassandra to seek help. From seeking help, Leah actually prevents Cassandra from seeking help from others because of this negative environment she lives in. And it's very important. It's important for people in a negative environment to have a positive attitude towards life. And because of this, the users of these bloggers never feel happy about attaining one goal, and so they shift from one goal to another deadly goal, leading to their eventual death. And like how Leah negatively influenced Cassandra. Leah negatively influences Cassandra from seeking help, leading to her death. And to other side, we have Leah, who meets an influential positive person, Elijah, who fills his living room with the pages torn from books of Emerson, Torah, Bible, to Bible, even Bhagavad Gita, to create a force field of goodness. He wants his mind to have he won't immerse his mind into the good thoughts. So because of his influence, Leah eventually finds her way to recovery. So good and bad digital blogs are like Elijah and Leah. One reap the benefit in accordance to the kind of AI society they assure themselves with. As Dr. Fazullah puts it, the problem is not with the AI, but the problem is with the regulation, the circumstances. Emotional, rapid and techno-civilization. The common anomaly, the AI-altered realities affect the society as a whole, but not everyone or succumbs to mental illnesses. So the common anomaly found in the mental disordered people is the lack of emotional support. Emotional vulnerability is the main cause, and it is the main problem of the society. We have Leah's parents, because Leah's parents have a very demanding career. Her father is a well-reputed person, and her mother is a well-reputed heart surgeon. Because of their busy lifestyle, they could not provide a good emotional support system for Leah.
Priyanka?
They take up the role of providers.
Excuse me. Sorry, that's 10 minutes. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thanks.
College. I'm a UG student. Here, a great good evening to one and all present here. Here my topic is attitude towards artificial intelligence and quality of life. Why I have chosen this topic? Because